Welcome to the Full Spectrum Show. Today we are talking about war, and that's why I have my trusty Russian helmet on. Which, if Tarkov has taught me anything, it's that this thing will deflect just about everything. Probably nothing though. Anyways, looking in on this, it's really interesting. It looks like more Russian landing ships. Well, I don't know if I should say more, but a trio of Russian ships have been spotted leaving towards the Atlantic Ocean. Could this mean more buildup? I mean, we've already seen Russia doing snap drills in the eastern units at least, and that could mean that they could be moving west. I have seen these Twitters here. I don't actually know what that's saying, so for all I know, this Russian train of tanks and armored personnel carriers and all that fun stuff could be going anywhere for all I know. Honestly, I know this is an estimated map of the forces that they can have, which is quite a few battle groups and things like that, and what they could do in Ukraine, which is quite a lot. And it seems like other countries are taking it pretty seriously too. We see that the UK has actually sent over a bunch of these rocket launchers. Means, let's see, what are they? NLAWs, next generation light anti-tank weapons, which is really interesting. And it looks like from the UK, let me be clear, this support is for short range and clearly defensive weapons capabilities. They are not strategic weapons and pose no threat to Russia, which is interesting considering the situation, and obviously want to downplay all of this as much as possible because nobody really wants war. Well, Russia might, I don't know. Seems like a pretty bad idea for everybody, though. I haven't heard too much about these. It looks like they're similar-ish to javelins. They are disposable, but instead of going up and coming down, it looks like you shoot them over the target and they blow up over the target. I'm not sure if there's a shaped projectile that shoots down. Interesting stuff, though. Blowing up some stuff. Looks like it's fun. I mean, as long as nobody's getting hurt. Everybody's following training procedures. It's kind of an interesting St. Javelin of Ukraine. So apparently the United States is also sending additional javelins, which I know are quite effective anti-tank weapons. So that's pretty interesting. It also looks like Russia has quite a few brigades of other things, including 2 S-400 battalions. So that is a really big deal. S-400s are some pretty hefty pieces of equipment, pretty interesting. If you want to learn more about them and just how capable they are, I definitely recommend this channel, Hype Ops. Very cool. I'm not affiliated with him or anything like that, but he does some really awesome breakdowns, and it really does show just how effective and just how much it would take of air power, at least, to take down some of these anti-air craft launchers. Very cool, very interesting. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more about the S-400, because it definitely knows a lot more than me. These ships are also really interesting. Who knows where they're going? More drills. I mean, when it looks like war, it smells like war, it probably is war. I mean, I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just a lot of saber rattling. But it is pretty cool to see these ships in action, pulling up onto the shore and then open up the doors and all these amphibious units coming out. Really interesting stuff. Looks like they're pretty much ready for anything. But if it was anything like D-Day or the beaches of World War II, I wouldn't want to be in one of those big ships, that's for sure. I'm sure they don't do things like that anymore in terms of landings, like sending a bunch of small troops in and then the big troops would come in afterwards after things were cleared out. At least that's how D-Day worked out. Who knows in situations like this, though? I really have no idea. Modern Warfare is very fast-paced and very interesting and ever adapting at an extreme rate. And it seems like what you go into a war with is basically what you're going to end it with, just because of the rate of manufacturing. But maybe in a future war, which hopefully never happens, it would be completely different. Maybe all that high-tech stuff would go out the window because it would all get wiped out very fast. But if one country had high-tech stuff and the other didn't, it'd be very lopsided. So very interesting. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is going to be a war that breaks out, or do you think there's just a lot of saber rattling with Russia saying never allow Ukraine into NATO? And I don't think that's personally. I don't think that's right. I think anybody should be able to join an alliance organization if they wanted to. Like China and Russia could join an alliance if they wanted to, or we could ally with Russia or China even. I don't see a problem with that. Not that those latter ones are likely to happen in any way, shape, or form, but I think it's really, really interesting and very interesting to ponder on. I hope that nothing comes of this. But yeah. Thanks for coming and watching the Full Spectrum Show. Those are my quick thoughts on all this Russian stuff, and I know it's not a lot. It's mostly just looking at cool ships and things like that leaving port and going out. These troop transport ships look like they're pretty well armed themselves, these landing ships. So, yeah.